haven't had that many girlfriends or that many dates because of sports. And because of that, I am a virgin.
Really?
Yeah.
Not really. Oh. Okay, we had to pull up that
Sorry,
clip.
Colton.
We're back with Colton right there, where he revealed to Becca what everybody's talking about this season, that he is a virgin. You're sitting next to Ashley I, who went through this. Are you so over this narrative? Like, why is it such a big deal?
Yeah, you know, it's hard because I don't want that to like define me. It's just a part of me. So the fact that it became such a big storyline sort of caught me off guard, because I like revealing that. It was just sort of like revealing like, oh, I'm 6'4". It's like it's just a part of who I am. It's just one of my characteristics.
Can I just say though, I applaud you for it though. I think it took so much courage to be on national television and talk like, you know, to reveal that side of you, which you've said, you know, you playing football all those years, you were embarrassed by that. But I think there's something to be said. But you've obviously saved yourself for a reason.
Yeah.
And for real love.
Yeah, I think the fear just came out of being different. Everybody wants to fit in, and if as an athlete and being in the locker room environment, I just wanted to fit in. I want to be one of the guys. So that's sort of where that stems from. But no, it was just staying true to who I was. I said I love the process because it allowed me to grow as a human being.
When did you first start talking about it? Was it in the audition process?
No, casting
Didn't know?
I kept it.
They were like, Jack.
I know. When they find that out, they're like, yes.
You know, I got asked in some form or fashion of like, sort of like, oh, I bet you get a lot of girls, or like, what's your number? I was like, I could count them on one hand. So I was always very deceptive, like, you know, like not admitting it. And I remember having just a conversation with Leo, and one time it just came out, and I was like, oh, well, I guess they got that now. And like immediately I was in an interview and talking about it, and I remember them asking, and I was like, well, I'm not that experienced. Like, can you just say it? I'm like, no, I have never said it before, so I can't just come out and fully like say it to you yet.
Did you feel more shame, I don't want to say shame, or embarrassment about admitting that to teammates growing up, or was it harder to open up to like the Bachelor Nation? Because I would imagine in the macho world of locker rooms, that's not something you probably want to brag about.
No, I definitely think environment plays a big factor into how open you're going to be and talking through things. I think one thing with the Bachelorette is you have to be open and honest and vulnerable. And in the locker rooms, you have to be hard-headed, like you have a very thick exterior up, and you don't let anybody in. And it's the opposite. So I always said like the Bachelorette is almost like the opposite of an NFL locker room for me, you know, emotion-wise.
So you're now front runner for perhaps being the next Bachelor. Are you open to that? And it could mean losing a little blush off the rose down the road.
You know, obviously we have Paradise first,
yes.
So we have to get through that. I will say I enjoyed my time so much on the Bachelorette, and you know, going through all that, I would definitely, you know, have to consider it if the timing is right. I mean, Ashley, do you think ABC's ready for a Virgin Bachelor?
Oh, yes. And we had Sean Lowe, and Sean was, well, he was a born again.
Yeah.
Does that count?
No, I don't know about that. Wait, we have to talk about Paradise, because I saw the screener for Paradise. It is so fantastic. I haven't been so riveted by Bachelor TV in like 2 years. You knew that Tia was going to be there when you walked down the stairs.
Oh, there's tears. We saw you crying, Colton.
Yeah.
What's happening?
What was your thought process on what you were going to do when you saw her and you knew you had a date card in hand?
So the tough thing seeing Tia is I was removed from the show, and it played a factor. Becca did tell me, like, you know, she did see Tia, and she did tell me Tia said she still had feelings for me. Well, Tia and I didn't speak before Paradise, so there was just like this buildup of like unspoken, like just tension. And for me, I knew I just had to go in and have a conversation with her, and it brought up a lot of, you know, unexpected emotions along the way, and I think that's what you sort of see play out in the previews.
Emotions like, hey, I'm glad to see Tia, or like, hey, this just was in the past and it was one date?
Honestly, it was all over the place. I was feeling things I never knew I could feel, and that's what caught me off guard.
We see a lot of tears from you, at least in the promo. Is that an accurate depiction of what's going on, or is that just nice editing?
Yeah, no, that's very accurate of what Paradise was for me.
So do you fall in love in Paradise? Can you tell us? Just that?
I think you're going to have to see how that plays out.
But there's definitely emotions.
There's definitely emotions. So whether they're tears, crying, happy, love, sad.
What was a more emotional process, The Bachelorette or Paradise?
Ooh.
I found
it's
Paradise
Paradise.
to be far more emotional.
It's
and
paradise
I was-
because
yeah.
you're not only that, but you're watching other relationships and you're just like, why can't that be me?
Yes, that's so
why can't
true.
I feel like that, or why can't I put myself in that situation, or like why is it so easy for him to make his decision, and for me it's like it's this constant battle.
Ashley found a parrot there. I mean, you can go.
You can talk to parrots or raccoons.
I started talking to the crabs at one point.
Did you? I hope we
go
see
like
this.
delusional.
Well, my parrot was a producer, but
I mean, I had a good time. I had fun, and that's the other thing on the show is you get to see the serious side of me because I talked about serious things in my life. I'm one of the most fun, loving, joking people, and hopefully on Paradise you could see that a little bit more.
On the Men Tell All, we saw the serious side of you. We saw you go a little bit on the offensive. That was kind of out of character from what we saw on The Bachelorette. Do you regret that at all, or was that just something you had to get out of you?
No, one thing that I always pride myself on is if it's on my mind, I'm going to say it. And
I love that.
I'm not going to say, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, and I feel like people will have a respect for you if you're a straight shooter. So I'm going to say it how it is. I have respect for Jordan. I like Jordan. But I would not like to date the same girl as Jordan. That's where that comes in.
Do you date the same girl as Jordan in Paradise, and that's why you guys hated each other so much at Men Tell All?
Bachelor Paradise
she
premieres
knows.
tonight at 8 on ABC.
It's not fair
We're
when
right
you're
back
asking
to these
questions.
messages from your local station.